Coast. And I'm Jeff Killick. Great to have your company here, part of Grand Finals Day in the Senior Oztag Nationals. Joining me after a big premiership himself, Ross Thomas. Great to have you back in the commentator's box. Mate, you got the medal on, well deserved, and a great afternoon for Oztag.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me. Really looking forward to this men's 20s. It's going to be hotter than the humidity out there on the field, mate. It's going to light up the ground with these men's 20s. They'll turn on a 5-cent piece.
Yeah, well, they're certainly fast, and I was fortunate enough I was able to call the 60s, but let's just say this a little bit faster. Loved it.
I think you were calling Zimmer frame tag there.
No, it was great stuff.
We thought you might have sped the play up, when we were there. You could put on fast forward or something for us.
Yeah, well, you might do that when you watch the replay.
Great ball movement here, Jeff. By the coast
beautiful. Look at this
on.
already. They're into it early. Yeah, you can't have a rest for the wicket here as commentators, mate. Look at this, the ball movement, like you said. So Central Coast on the attack. And what about going from coast to coast already? So they're about 15 out. Played there, worked their way back inside. Good ball movement. Look at this, backing themselves. Oh, a little kick, didn't go the right way there. Not well executed. Storm get their first set now.
It's really a good set by the coast, isn't it? Like the third play, they were over halfway, and that kick was a little bit astray. Good refereeing to make sure they get on the mark.
Now, all weekend they've been policing that, haven't they, Ross?
Yes, yep.
So, the Storm 3-2 over Illawarra to get here, and Central Coast 7-2 over the Wolves in the semis. So, that's how they got here, the Storm and the Central Coast.
Sometimes those tight semis actually stand you in good stead, like the Storm if they've only won by one. It gives you good focus, but the ball movement on both teams is excellent early on.
Yeah, reckon. They just back themselves at this age, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's a penalty. So all of a sudden the Storm are under a bit of pressure from their own era. A bit of ill discipline. So the Storm now with an opportunity. Central Coast got to defend this one. Here they come to the left. Central Coast just sliding defence. And can't manage to find his way through there, Harper. Back they go now. Steps off the left, comes back inside. Geez, they move the ball quick here, Ross.
Yeah.
Just looking for that opening, a little chink in the armour. Central Coast look like they've really worked on this try line defence. Tag goes down there. They'll go to the left side. Stays alive. There's a missed tag in there. Comes back over. But tags off. Well read. The number 6, Jaden Morgan. He'll play it back there, the Storm player. Now they'll come back to the left. They're just trying to isolate defenders or get an overlap, aren't they? Like all of a sudden it was 4-on-3. Now it's back to 3-on-3. So Central Coast... Yep, they managed to fend off that one, Ross. They're not buying into that. They're sliding defence on the try line working for them.
No, and the Storm asked a few questions there, and there was plenty of good ball movement. And you may not have caught it all on screen, but the sliding work of the Central Coast, as soon as the ball would go one way or they'd step back into the ruck, they were sliding back in, covering the inside. Really good defence by the Central Coast there.
Great stuff. The Central Coast now on the attack. Quick movers as they get some fresh legs out there. It's the men's 20s grand final. Great to have your company wherever you're tuning in on the KO live stream. They'll play the ball on the halfway. Central Coast, they'll go the short side. And for those that aren't aware of the colours, obviously Central Coast running right to left in the blue on your screen, representing New South Wales almost because it's the South East Queensland Storm in the black with the green, running left to right of your screen. Referee Taylor Ball finds a penalty in that one. And look how quick they are. They just play on, don't they? Bang, there's the whistle, there's the tap, let's go.
Yeah, they do. And it's real eyes up, isn't it?
Even their subs.
Yeah, it's a fast pace, that's for sure.
It was funny when it wasn't that funny, but the guy that did a Hemi in your game from North Coast, and they had to wait for him, but he'd come off. He walked the width of the field instead of going to the short side, and the whole game had to stop. And yeah, an old bloke with a bad Hemi. It took a while. Gave us all a good breather anyway.
Yeah, and I'm sure, the commentators would have made mention of it, but, to have like 80 or 90 guys over 60 running around up here is fantastic.
It's
fantastic, a real credit.
Mate, totally agree with you. Pump me. Yeah.
And like the women, there's many women over 47 that are playing here, well into their 50s, and I think it's fantastic. Really is. There's actually one lady who's about 66, I think, playing in the 47s.
Wow,
who
how
happens
good.
to be the founder of Oztag's wife, Jill Haddock.
Yeah. Actually, I saw her having a run yesterday or
she's
the day
fantastic.
before. And Perry's coaching that team. Is that right?
Yep,
Yeah,
I think they might have gone down in the final.
Oh.
But here again, here's good ball movement. It's just every pass is on the mark at the moment, Jeff, isn't it? Nothing on the ground.
Yeah, no, we've seen very little errors, if any. So the Storm, quick play. Now, interesting there, he tagged and stood to the left. And he went to quick play the ball, and then he just, the marker was either not square or that, they've been policing that play the ball rule across the weekend about where the tag goes and where they play it from.
I think there's a bit of creeping in the young guys there. If they take a tag, here's good movement again, but again, good slide. 6 to go. In the young guys there, taking tags and then stepping a bit to the side, they've got to be careful of that. It's sort of interrupting the proper play the ball. Or the ethics of the game, I suppose.
Yeah. No, I had a good chat to Mick Butner and Perry this morning about why they were policing that across the weekend. So everyone's clear. They said they don't want the super fast play the ball like touch footy and just dump and go. Rugby league, you tackle, the player gets held down and the line resets and you get up and play it. And they're trying to keep it as close to rugby league as you can.
Yeah.
Nice kick. They've gone 50-10. Will it bounce? Oh, that's amazing how off the left foot. He's 1 metre in down here off the sideline. How does he make that curve and go out there, Ross?
There's nothing left to say, Jeff. That was an amazing kick. Short angle, and then it bounced just perfectly for him. So let's see what... First time Central Coast have been 10, 15 metres out.
So we're 0-0 in the men's 20s grand final, and they're putting on a clinic, both teams, showing us how high this skill level is. Dummies, passes, goes himself, can't get through there. Manages to get 6 again. Now they'll come to the right side, wraps around, makes the extra player. Ball's gone down. Well read by the Storm there. They might have put it down, but they stopped the try, Ross.
They look likely, don't they, the Storm? That was good structure. They had the player out the back and well defended. But, gee, they look likely now that they're right down in this attacking area. Well, a couple of passes on the ground. But
so Central Coast will play it here. Storm got all the defence to do. They come back under. Short side, almost tackled him with a big left shoulder. And the referee's onto it. And I don't know if it was intentional when you're playing against the run of the play in that grain. And, he's going in for the tag. I don't know, Ross. Did you see any intent in it?
No, I agree with you. I don't think it was intentional. But sometimes you're getting so close to getting the tag, you got to do what you got to do. I don't think it was intentional. I didn't think he was coming in to try and make the tag.
No, his eyes were down and the other player was coming against the grain at pace. But either way, they've let the game play on here. Referee Taylor Ball and at Central Coast, they just can't seem to crack the Storm defence. It's a cracking grand final, all right. We saw Central Coast have to fend off raids down there earlier. Here they go, short side, isolate. Storm managed to get a hand to the ball, shut it down. Why did he try and pass it? It wasn't even the first play. It was the 0, Ross. And Central Coast get another life.
That's how you beat yourself.
Mate,
you just had to keep running.
Yeah, we don't need to score off every play. All he had to do was take the tag and then bang, reset. Look, he'd be smarter for it when he watches this replay and listens to your professional comments, Ross.
There's another contact there,
I know.
See, and the referee has penalised the attacking player.
Well, that one had a bit more intent in it.
Yeah. And sometimes the defenders, they can't disappear. He can't disappear out of that space, and he's allowed to get there and try and make the tag, so long as he's in front.
Stand his
good
ground.
call.
Yep.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, that impetuous pass, it's sort of like the story of the young bull and the old bull, Jeff, but I won't go into that punchline. Sometimes the old bulls are a little smarter, they just calm down a bit. And the young bulls are a little bit impetuous. But, there's some great ball movement here, Jeff.
Like a bull at a gate. Get through 1, 2. And we've got some fresh legs out there. That's Kyle Wallace in the yellow cap. Now they'll come 2, 3 wide. Geez, they love moving it around. Back to Wallace, straight onto his chest. He can't beat the last defender. Try saver there. He's gone to ground. He's a little bit of push and shove. There's a little bit of, they're starting to realise it's a grand final, and everyone's getting a little bit pushy-shovey here, Ross.
There's a lot of energy out there, isn't there, Jeff? And, young boys, a lot of testosterone,
Yeah.
but nothing too bad. The guy thought it was the last play, and he played the ball, and it was a changeover. So nothing too much. Nothing in that.
Nah, nothing in that. It's funny, I watched a few games the last couple of days. My daughter's been playing. Here we go, Central go. There's another contact. Yes, give the signal. Yeah, I was going to say there was more going on the sidelines with the coaches than what's going on out here with a little bit of testosterone, as you said.
Yep.
So there's another penalty. Just look, there's a couple of mistakes just creeping into the game here. I think Central Coast need to, just get level-headed. If you're the coach, you've got to send a signal out there. Let's just cool off and go back to playing footy. That's what they're doing best. And that's why they're down there earlier. Now they're defending.
Yeah, it's discipline now, Jeff, isn't it, for the Central Coast?
Well, at this level, a fresh set of 6 down here could turn into points through an ill-disciplined penalty. Oh, nice. Backs up, wrap around, goes down, tags off. Says no. Referee looks to the spot and says the ball was down first. Well, watch this one on the replay. Ross, talk us through this one.
That's Balen White, and I now I'm going to be late, but I was about to go, gee, I like the look of the 77. Some of the passes, you watch him here when he gets this ball. He's got it in front, dummy, and gets down low, and the referee said the ball was down before the tag. Yeah, I should have said it 10 seconds ago, but he looks the odds.
1-0 Storm over the Central Coast in the men's 20s grand final. It's a cracker. Great to have your company here live from C.ex International Stadium on the KO live stream. Good stuff here. The seniors Oztag Nationals, Central Coast. They fend that one straight off. Milk looking for a penalty. Thought there was a little bit of, stall the play a bit there. But again, it's just 20-year-olds being 20-year-olds, Ross.
Yeah. And just discipline. Don't keep asking questions to the referee. That's the play. It may not go out, but at least they're down there in a good area. That's smart. That was number 6, I think. Jaden Morgan. That's good kick from him.
Well, it's put them down there, and they just, as long as they can force an error, then it turns out to be an even better kick. But right now, Storm just responded, and a player's been put down. Might have been a little bit of Hollywood in that one. He was caught on a funny angle as he went to unload. But, he's straight back up.
Yeah, the Central Coast boys are just getting a bit frustrated with some things that are going on. And there are very quick play the balls by the Storm, fractionally off the mark at times, but it is what it is. Just play the game, play the calls that the referee has given you.
So Storm on the attack. They lead by 1-0 in the men's 20s grand final, and we're just into the second part of the first half. So just under 10 minutes remaining. They'll play it about 10 metres out. One wide of the ruck, come back the short side. Nothing doing there. Can't find his way through Allen. The referee and Taylor Ball calls it back.
He's thrown a couple of nice balls, Kai Allen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks likely. He might slip a runner through.
So a little bit flat here, Storm, but I think they're working to something. That's the 5th and last. Do they dummy kick? Do they take it to the line? They're pretty much where you want an end a set of 6 if you can't get a repeat. But, he just runs it out.
Yeah.
Probably didn't think about that, Babbage.
Thought they might have played a trick shot there.
Yeah, same. I thought they were building to that. But he might have known it was the last. But the referee clearly had his arm up.
Yeah. Not a bad place to give the ball over, though.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, what do? If you kick it dead, you give them 7 tackles set, So why are you going to put a boot to it?
The penalty nullifies that a bit. So here's the referee, I think, trying to get on top of the play the balls to the side.
Yes.
But it's probably the Storm who've been doing that a fraction more than Central Coast, and they've been getting frustrated. So I suppose it's good tactics by.
So there's another one. He played it a step over where he was tagged, and the refs called it back. Again, they're just trying. Oh, here we go. Central Coast finally look nice into a bit of space, but the Storm, they come from everywhere. Now they throw it to a lazy defender who's hanging at the back. He says, "You beauty, Luke Nutter." And he's come up with it. And the Central Coast, wow. I mean, what do you do there? He was offside. He was still running back.
Beautifully described, Jeff. I'm with you.
Yeah. Anyway, it's still a great game at 1-0. Central Coast are in this. And, here we go. Storm over the halfway. If Central Coast can just, attend to that ill discipline, not give away the penalties, and then they might be able to get themselves back into this game with about 6 minutes remaining in the first half, Ross.
Yep. It's tight, isn't it? Like, Central Coast just got to calm down, play the ball, play what's in front of them. Their defence is pretty good. There's the 77 again. Yeah, and it's these penalties and a bit of ill discipline that are giving the Storm heaps of shots.
Dives, but the tag's off. Lovely tag there from Central Coast. They managed to save a try. It's as good as scoring one. Storm trying to suck the defenders in here. Digs to the line, shows the ball, asks a question, but can't get through there. White, he'll come back and play it.
He still looks good, threatening Balen White, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's just trying to suck him in with that showing him the ball. Calls him under, says, no, let's go this way. He's White again. Yep, offloads to the left. Oh, went in with a contact, yeah. 100% went in with a contact. Turned and bumped his hip. And he's just paid the toll for that, and the pressure's off.
That's beautiful, Jeff. You called it before the referee blew his whistle straight away.
Well, sometimes when you've reffed, you're looking for that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it all comes flooding back to you. So I was able to call it, that's all. But yeah, he just turned and put his hip in, and you can't contact.
No,
that's the rule. That's this game.
Run to gaps. Run to spaces, not faces.
Too big. See, kick pressure. Lovely defensive pressure there from Storm. And haven't they given him a big round of applause, the poor Central Coast kicker, for putting that one over the shoulder.
Right idea, just the wrong execution. Yeah. So you can't be too critical. It's an error.
No.
He really knew what he wanted to do to try and get him down there, and that's good thinking. But,
well, he's just got to dust it off. But, if those Storm guys don't run to him, he probably doesn't put it away as quick, and it might go where he wanted to.
And you've got to have a memory like Dory in Finding Nemo. Just forget about it. Move on. I reckon the player in NRL that used to do that the best was James Maloney. He'd make a couple of mistakes, but then he'd come out with a brilliant pass or a, try, assist. It was unbelievable, even though he'd made a few mistakes. So you just got to bag it, put it away, get on with the next play. The idea's right.
Storm now on the attack, really shifting the ball through the hands. And rotates through, but can't get through there, Wallace. Central Coast again, that great sliding defence we spoke about earlier. And, the end of the game, that their defence may be the difference. Yep. We don't know, Ross. At 1-0, mate, this is still anyone's game. Storm just in front.
Yep. They should be thinking kick again right now, not that sort of kick. No, Jeff, that's not the kick.
Nah.
Now we're under pressure again. Kick into the corner. You just got the execution wrong the last time, but that's a bad error.
Oh, nice ball floating and just come out of nowhere, the Storm player. So Engelby will play it there, but he's got himself a penalty, and the Central Coast player, a little bit of ill discipline, wants to argue. You want to watch that? Jaden Morgan, you don't want to give another one away. Well, find yourself having a little rest in the bin. That'd be letting your team down, wouldn't it, in the Grandy?
Well, if I'm the Central Coast coach, the half-time can't come quick enough.
Well, 1-0, they're still in it. That's what I'd be happy about, if there's a positive to come out of Central Coast being behind on the scoreboard. But we've still got a couple of minutes remaining here, Ross, and it's just been all the Storm. And the Central Coast sliding defence, and he gets that ball across. He says, forward pass. And the ref was right on the spot there. The linesman, was right on the spot there, the touchy.
And I think that's 100% correct decision. Again, great hands by the Storm boys down this right-hand side of the field. But I think the ref got it right.
Yeah, well, they isolated, put 2-on-1 on that Central Coast defender. And I tell you what, if it doesn't go forward, that's a try. But not to be. There's another one. Is that above the shoulder? He's going like that. So he's saying, yeah, it is above the shoulder. So referee Taylor Ball. And look, I don't know. Well, the referee's just walked up to the kicker, and the kicker's taller than him. The ref comes up to his shoulders. No, it wasn't the kicker, it was the Storm player. Yeah. So what's the rule? Above the shoulder, the tallest guy on the field?
No.
Or is it the referee's height?
The referee's height. So it was very close to above his shoulder height. But again, right idea, just not executed
execution.
Right. They need half-time badly.
So that one's a little bit too big. And finally, Central Coast, something going their way. 6 tackle set, Ross.
Yeah. And the Storm have been good. They've thrown stuff at them. They've got a try. Their attack is good. I'd like to see a couple they must have a couple of trick shots, down in that attacking area. I'd like to see a bit more of that. There you go, the Central Coast. Yeah. So, I'd just love to see the Storm throw one of their favourite trick shots at them in that attacking area. This is a little bit better than for the Storm. It's very disciplined. That's a good ball too. So they've got full of running. They're back to about the first minute of the game.
Here we go, Central Coast. This is where they started. Can they come back? Geez, they'd be happy going into the break with 1-1.
They've got a repeat set here, Jeff. 15 metres out.
So the pressure's now on the Storm. Only a minute or so remaining.
Let's see what their defence is like. Great ball.
Nice. Isolated. Couldn't get it. The ball went to ground, and you could see the crowd reaction here, Ross. There was hands on heads by the Central Coast families.
Yep.
They knew how important, how good would the coach have been to go into the break with, Central Coast 1-0, because it's been all the Storm. They've had all the ball.
Yep. Second play too, Jeff, I think, but they would have only got 2 or 3 more. But, it was just a little rush. So credit to the Storm. They've taken their chances. As I said, I'd love to be the Central Coast coach now. They need him or her.
Well, the body language is good by both teams. It's 1-0 in the 20s men's grand final. Storm over the Central Coast. Don't go away. Buckle up. Strap yourself in. We've got a great second half coming your way.
Think of everything you could do with NIB. You could use NIB rewards to get a discount on some new sneakers. You could get into running. With the time you save with telehealth and prescription delivery, you could really get into running. You could find the perfect physio and really get into running. You could even get discounted travel insurance. Let's just start with the sneakers. NIB, potentially amazing.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to C.ex International Stadium. Great to have your company. And what a cracking game we got here in the men's 20s grand final. It's the Storm 1 over the Central Coast. I'm Jeff Killick. Great to have your company this afternoon. And joining me, Ross Thomas. And, mate, geez, this could go either way. Central Coast just missed out on opportunity at the back end of that first half.
Yeah, it's so tight. There's a ball to the ground there, but most of the passes from the Storm have been really good. Oh, he's ruled a knock on there. Maybe one of the guys got a hand to it as he was passing across him. But here's a chance to the Central Coast.
So things going their way early. It'd be interesting to know what the coaches said down there. You sort of forecast that they just need to work on their discipline for Central Coast. And the Storm, well, they've had all the ball. So to only be 1-0, as a coach, would you be nervous?
Oh, definitely nervous because they haven't played a great half. But the half time was important. And if you didn't impress upon them that the ideas are right, but don't rush it. Don't try little kicks in your own half. I reckon he would have got the message through. And that's better attack.
Double pump and a rotate, but the tag's off. Unlucky there. So a nice little offload. The double pump from Morgan. Now they'll come to the left side. They'll work their way to the eastern touchline. Steps. Tries to put a little kick through, but a little bit too much on that one. Now, he's saying there was a hand in that, so it came off a Storm hand. Under pressure, they'll have to do the drop out. Central Coast come out of half-time firing here, Ross.
Yep, they have. And that was a great tag by Kai Babbage, the number 7 for the Storm. That saved a try. That would have sent it to 1-1. That play there, they knocked it dead. It's probably better to knock it dead than knocking it on just in front of your line because now they've gone 30 metres downfield at least. They're not under pressure right on their line, although here's a break.
Late tag, 100% late tag, and you saw the ref signal that. And the Central Coast have come out of the blocks firing at half-time to put the points on. It's 1-1. Ross, let's have a look at the replay here.
Yep. I told you they needed half-time. So he gets out, sees a bit of space. Now, it's not so bad doing a little kick when you're 15 metres out from the line. It's not a selfish play. Okay, it was. He was kicking for himself. But don't do that on your own halfway line.
No.
That was a great play, and they're full of energy. The space was there. No one was in cover. They've come out. They needed half-time, Jeff, didn't they?
Yeah, Kai Hodges. Well, they've come out a different team, and you picked that going into the break.
Yeah.
It's 1-1. Storm and Central Coast, the men's 20s. Great to have your company on the KO live stream here at the Seniors Oztag Nationals competition at C.ex International Stadium. Quick play the ball now for the Storm. 10 metres in front of their line. Got all the work to do, get themselves back into this second half. And there's a kick, and that's gone above the shoulder. Well, isn't it interesting? I've never seen so many at this level with these kids, because normally they're bang on.
Yeah.
Pressure. It's funny how people deal with pressure, and the pressure on the kicker. That's 3 that have gone above the head as a result.
Again, right idea. Just let's get the execution right
couldn't
next
execute
time.
it.
Yeah.
So Central Coast, with a bit more energy after half-time, got themselves back into this game. We're all locked up at 1-1 in the men's 20s. Show and go, comes back underneath, tries to rotate, can't get his way through there, Martz. He'll play the ball back. This time they'll go to the left side. Send someone back under, nose dummies. Oh, a little flick pass behind. This time they'll come back, got numbers there. Sliding defence from Storm, but they come up in their face, and he'll have to play it there, Lee. Back to the right now. Western touchline. Rotation doesn't work.
They're really playing with confidence now, aren't they?
Haven't they? Yeah. And maybe that's all they needed was some points. Look at this isolation. And they've come up with points, and all of a sudden, bang, bang, they've pulled the trigger. Central Coast 2, Storm 1. And great stuff there for McDermott to go over. Well, let's have a look at the replay on this one, Ross.
What a turnaround in the first 5 minutes. You could just tell them building, ball in front, dummy, outnumbered. Some great changes of angles there too, Jeff.
Well, McDermott come out of dummy half. He was the first one with the ball. And on that replay, after he offloaded, you actually saw him say to the player, go wide. He was expecting it to come back. Well read.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, Central Coast 2, Storm 1. And I hope don't make that mistake of thinking they're going to come out and protect the scoreboard at halftime.
Yeah, I don't think so. Just the kick, the high kick put them under pressure
went against them. Fresh set, 100%.
Yeah. And they're trying to do the right thing. And it's still the right thing. You know, go one more and get right into the corner and hope you can force an error for the Central Coast. But that's a great ball. Oh, what a tag.
What a tag. Lovely stuff. Throw that one on your show reel. Govid Alley. Harry, Govid Alley.
I'm just wild about Harry.
Yeah. Govind Ali. I think that's how you say it. On your Harry. That's how I'm saying it. Storm now. On the attack, can they respond? 2-1. They were in front 1-0 at half time. It's the men's 20s grand final. It's game on. Now they'll come back. Western touchline. Little Goosey tries to chip through. Nah, don't know if that was the play, Ross.
No, it wasn't, but he's fortunate. He's saying that they closed the gap on the person who did the kick through there. So that's the number 7 again. Kai Babbage. Kai, who made a great tag earlier on in the game. Central Coast a little bit lazy there.
Yeah, they looked like there was no urgency. I think they were waiting. I don't know if they were discussing something or talking to the ref. But, geez, that could have been, that could have been a gimme try there for the Storm. But not to be. Storm, take a tap. Steps off one. Babbage offloads, tags off there. Now they'll come to the right. Babbage again in the dummy half. The shooter back, and the shooter comes out of the defensive line. Can't get him. Storm will play it there. Come the left side. Now back to the right. Switches over, opens it up. And, another beautiful tag. Try saver. Jai Potter.
Great D.
Yeah, the sliding defence for the Central Coast has been good. Now, that bounce down. Did it come off a blue hand? He's gone to the touchy.
I think this is
and he says you've got to give it because it come off a blue hand. Watch a replay on this way, Ross. All of a sudden, Storm bounce back. It's 2-2 in the men's 20s grand final. Yeah, just nicked. Just nicked.
But even if it didn't, I think it was a lateral pass.
Right, so
and the winger
either way.
picked it up. Good skill by the winger too. They're hard to pick up from the ground like that. And he finished it cleanly. Yeah. And that's a great hit back by the Storm. Great hit back.
Yeah, and good of the referee to go to his touchy.
Yep.
You know, just wanted to reinforce what he saw. And they both pointed to the spot.
You know what? We don't have enough officials for every single game when they're going on in the rounds. But in these close games, quarters, semis, finals, to have the sideline officials is so valuable.
100%.
The teams are so evenly matched, as you can see here. That's great
ball
good
movement. Here they go. Little chip through. But, yeah, again, that probably wasn't the best or right play. But he's saying come back here.
I think the tag was taken before the kick.
That was lucky because, Oh, no, he's give Storm the ball there.
Yep. So I think he said the Central
was it
Coast
last?
tag.
Was it last?
Yes.
Last
so
play. Okay.
The number 5 still missing a tag. It's right on the sideline there.
Kick on the last. Well, that was all right then because I didn't think that was the right option, that kick. They all love the chip and chase before they think of a deep one. No. The blokes, they all want to regather and score and put it on their show reel. Here go the Storm now. Can't find his way through there. Wallace. They play it back. I'll go 2 wide. Cut out pass. 10 over the halfway. Back inside. Good movement each way. And again, he can't find his way through there, Wallace. He'll play it on the western touchline. They'll go to the right side. Numbers out there, wraps around, makes the extra, sends through a decoy player. Menza put 2 on 1 and goes through himself. They point to the spot, and the Storm, bit of razzle-dazzle, have put on the point here to make it 3-2 in the grand final, Ross.
They eventually put on their trick shot. It's beautiful. You watch, there's a lead runner and he gets out the back. That's Balin White again, isn't it? You watch, he gets out the back. Yeah. There's a lead runner going through. He sweeps around. Beautiful pass, dummy. Great try.
And
there's
Tyler
their trick
Harbour.
shot. Yeah. And great finish, wasn't it?
He's the beneficiary of that, 100%. Just good execution. And, making that extra play there, White, that certainly helped. And sent the decoy through, and they all bought into it, and it just isolated a winger. It was 2 or 3 on 1 there.
And again, that Central Coast came out that first 5 minutes full of energy, full of running. The coach got to them. But the Storm, the way they've hit back, that's a credit to them as a group, as a playing group. And, yeah.
Now, that come off his arm. He didn't mean it. You could see he put his leg out, but it bounced straight up into it. He got what's called an unlucky bounce in footy. So unfortunate there for Tyrone Okense. And I hope I got the pronunciation right. Apologies if I haven't. Unfortunately, it's come off his arm, and now they're under pressure. Central Coast might be able to bounce back. Yep. The trail by 1 here, straight through, but the tags are off.
What a great tag that was. I'm just trying to get the number there. He's made a couple of good tags, that young man. 73, I think he is, the number. Kyle Wallace, he's made a couple of good tags on the edges there.
So the Central Coast trying to get themselves back in and level up the scores here. They trail by 1. And again, that closing the gap penalty. Oh, the referee, I thought he was going to call someone out there. He said, no, bring it over here. And a quick tap there from Morgan. Tries to suck him into the line straight for the middle. Now, there's a move they've practiced at training. You could see they were working to that one.
Yep.
Storm, mate, they stood their ground and they saved the try. Now they go back inside, isolated, but there's a player there didn't have his tag on. Gets it on now, sends it out to the left. Heads to the corner. The tagging, too good, the defence.
Great D, wasn't it, Jeff?
They all know what it means if they don't get it. There's a miss. Oh, the no-looker. The tag's off. Plays the ball, his tag was off there. Now they'll come back. They send it right over to the eastern touchline. This is coast-to-coast stuff by the Central Coast. Look at the ball movement, the razzle-dazzle. One goes to the ground, gets himself into space. He still offloads, finds support, and he says, no, the tag was off. Oh, some razzle-dazzle stuff here, Ross.
Fantastic, wasn't it? And great D by Kyle Wallace again. He's becoming my favourite player. Great D. And it set him up with that loose play and the intercept.
Yeah, great stuff. 3-2, Storm over the Central Coast. And the Central Coast all of a sudden find that they're defending after attack. Little chip and chase through and he's gone over.
Wow.
What a turnaround for Tyrone Okasene.
And again, Jeff, there was space there between defenders, space 5 or 10 metres behind them, and he takes that space. He's not kicking it halfway. Watch him here. Here's the ball. He sees the space, gets it through. Gee, what about the speed, Jeff?
Oh, mate, he just opened the afterburners. But the thing was, He was the one that knocked it on down here, and he was really disappointed with himself, but it wasn't his fault. And he's a winger, and he's gone in the middle, and he's just come up and put Storm in the lead here at 4 points to 2.
And you've got to forget about your mistakes.
Mate, he's just dusted it off, and look what he's come back with.
He's my new favourite player, Jeff.
Yeah. Here we go. Central Coast going to have to pull a rabbit out of their hat here somewhere. Up to the halfway. They come back inside. Can't find his way through there. So Govinde Ali will play it there. Now they'll come back to the right.
Oh,
short side. No.
Surrender, I think.
Wow.
I think he's called a surrender.
Is that rule?
Yeah, I think it's deliberate.
Signalling, yeah.
Yeah, deliberate surrender, or he might have pushed the ball into the opponents there. I'm not sure, but I think he's got in for a surrender. He virtually stopped. So you've got to have some sort of movement. You can't present your hips. And what a comeback by the Storm, though, after that energetic start to the second half by
Central Coast.
Central Coast. They
were 1-0 up the Storm, and then all of a sudden they're 2-1 down, mate. Central Coast pulled the trigger twice, and now bang, it's 4-2. This is anyone's game.
Yep.
And still about 6 or 7 minutes remaining in the second half. The men's 20s grand final. Great to have your company on the KO live stream, wherever you're viewing around the world. Nice chip and chase. But, geez, the defenders came from everywhere. It was a tag that had to be made, Ross.
Great D by the number 4, Jet MacArthur. Great D.
So, fifth and last here, Ross. What do? They're going to go there. No, tries a little chip, but Central Coast, their sliding defence has been one of their key things to this game, hasn't it? It's been
not a bad place to give the ball over, is it? You know, it's a couple of metres out from the try line. I feel the Central Coast has still got a try in them, Jeff. Maybe 2. I'd love to see us go to overtime here.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen one today on the main stage. We had a few in the juniors, but we haven't seen one today. We all love a drop-off.
Us 60s were never going to overtime, Jeff.
Oh, mate, I thought it was for sure. I thought it was.
We were 1-1 for a long time.
I thought 100%, mate. I thought, this will be exciting.
We would have been
you would have been cooked.
Calling for ambos if we went to overtime.
What did you play, 6 games leading into this?
Seven
games, mate. And, credit to you, it's like how many blokes would be struggling after 7? Because, mate, it was stinking hot here yesterday.
It was very humid on the field. I'm probably sweating and smelling you out up here now in the commentary box.
All right, mate, it smelled worse.
I tell you what, though, I don't feel injured at all, though, after you win it. Seems to take away the pain.
Mate, 100%. And, mate, speaking of weather, I got a little heads up earlier from my daughter that there might be a thundery coming. So we're going to have a little bit of a look because there are some clouds building just over the stadium, but there's nothing forecast until later this afternoon that says there's any precipitation. So
that was a great set of defence by the Storm then. At 4-2, they need to defend well now, and they just did. And they're showing the blueprint to win this final.
4-2, Storm over the Central Coast, and we're down to the final 5 minutes here at C.ex International Stadium, and it's all the Storm at the moment. Central Coast going to need the ball. They're going to need a strike player, someone to come up with that strike play, Ross. Here go the Storm now. Look, they look confident. They got 4 on 2 here. Couldn't get it over. Lucky they shut it down. They come up. Force the player back in the middle there. Allen, he'll play the ball because, mate, they were 4 on 2 in that right edge.
Yep, they were.
Yeah, they go that side now, but, yeah, it was definitely, if he had got it away before, I thought it could have been danger time. Again, they just keep asking the question. Allen, offloads, dummies, and knocked down by the Central Coast. They'll have to defend another set, but it saves any points.
I think he said that the pass might have... Oh, no, he said knockdown, and so they've got to take it 10 metres out, He definitely has the referee. What chance is Central Coast intercept here, Jeff?
Well, that's it's that all or nothing play, isn't it? To get back in it, because if they intercept and they go to 4-3, goes length of the field, then they've got a couple of minutes left to try and level it up and get their hands back on the trophy.
Someone's got to be thinking intercept, and the Storm have got to be thinking short passes.
Oh, wow, what a tag. Govind Ali comes flying in there, just went doink and took that straight off. And it would have been the end of the day there if they had got through. There's another great tag. The defence has been outstanding. We wouldn't have seen 2 or 3 missed tags this whole game.
It's the right play by the Storm, though. Just keep your passes short. Go at the line. You don't need to score.
Oh, tackled. Tags on.
Penalty, almost a penalty try. Yeah.
Well, that'll be the nail in the coffin. The Storm 5 over the Central Coast 2, and we're down to the final couple of minutes. We'll have a look at the replay, Ross.
It looked like there was contact there, didn't there?
Oh, he did tackled him. He had no choice. You watch.
He's trying to stop
he
the
didn't
try.
deliberate. He just went around down low thinking he was getting both tags. See, it was a great tackle.
Yeah. Yeah, and isn't it ironic that there's storm clouds brewing over Coffs C.ex Stadium, and the Storm are going to win the 20s men's final.
Mate, can someone start the song Thunderstruck?
That's it.
Actually, I came out to that when I jumped in the boxing ring. It didn't do much for me, let me tell you. It was a good sing-along, shall we say. No, I still reckon I got rorted. A split decision, mate. They always go against you. Of course you got rorted if it goes against you.
Bouts?
Mate, so that makes me, what's that? 0 wins, 1 fight. And, yeah,
you put
1
your
loss,
in the
something like that. 0, 1, 1.
Yeah.
To answer your question, no, mate, that was my career. I just hung up the gloves.
I think he's got another try here.
Here they go, the Storm. Sending the message now. 6-2.
Wow. That is a terrific comeback by the Storm after what happened in the first 5 minutes when Central Coast got 2 quick tries to score for 5 more now. But here they go. They're going down the short side, the 77. That's White. But they go the short side again here, and he gets down low. Geez, it's hard to tag when you get down low too. And just that little speed, that push off his right foot.
And,
through.
you know, I called earlier that we've hardly seen any missed tags in this game. And just the latter part, we've seen 2, and they've come up with points to just really...
He's off the mark there. That's the right referee.
Got their hands on the trophy here, waiting for the siren to go. Probably in the final moments here of the game. Central Coast throwing everything at him, but it's just not going their way today, Ross, in the men's 20s. Uh-oh, he's had something to say to the ref. We might see someone have an early one.
Yep.
So he's been sent just for a bit of ill discipline. He says you can have 10 or 5, whatever they give him, but there's only 10 seconds to go anyway. And poor Braden Martz will have to go back there and just think and wish that he didn't say what he said.
Well, it was discipline in the first half, wasn't it? And you sort of thought the coach would have got to them, and they did. They came out with all energy and seemed a lot more disciplined. But, no, like real credit to the Storm. They've won this. It's not like the Central Coast have lost it. The Storm have just come back with all firepower.
Yeah,
they scored 5 tries.
But to be behind 2-1 and to come back, it's
had the composure.
It's not just a win, it's a great win. Here
That's
they go. Oh, they still got more points in them. Look at this. They're pulling out the razzle-dazzle now, trying to pull out all sorts of tricks. And that one's gone over the sideline. There's a knock-on in there. There's a touchy offering some advice from the sideline of what he saw. But either way, the siren's gone in the background. The referee, Taylor Ball, well, he blows the whistle on what was a great men's 20s grand final. The Storm going out victors at 6 points to 2. It was a great game, wasn't it, Ross?
Oh, that's terrific play by the Storm. I love the energy that Central Coast had early in the second half. Here's the replay of some of the tries. And dummy show, get down low, ball down. Might have been simultaneous on the tag, but if the ball gets down at the same time, that's a try. And then Central Coast, second half. Look at this. They came out, they scored 2 quick tries. So for the Storm to score 5 tries from that point on is outstanding footy. And that last couple of minutes, I was thinking how that's the second try that the Central Coast scored to get to the lead. But now it's just 5 tries from the Storm. That's great composure by them to get off, and might have been a bit of luck there, but they took their chances. The winger stayed down low, got the ball. There's a number of times here where they go to the line. This is their trick shot play, wasn't it, out the back? Just that little bit of speed, the tag that goes. Now, all credit to the Storm players. They won that. I wouldn't say the Central Coast lost it. Storm players really won it with their good skill and vision. It's great vision there. As we pointed out earlier on, the space was there, and then this was their final try, I think, to seal it with 6-2. It's a great feeling with a few minutes to go in a final when you're a few tries up and you're going to lift that trophy. It's a great feeling.
So going out victors here today, the Storm 6 over the Central Coast 2. And some great football on display there, some great Oztag. Well done to the Storm. Coming up next, we've got the women's final. Don't go away. Plenty of action still to come. We're going to try and chat to one of the players also from the Storm, maybe in between the ad break.
Think of everything you could do with NIB. You could use NIB rewards to get a discount on some new sneakers. You could get into running. With the time you save with telehealth and prescription delivery, you could really get into running. You could find the perfect physio and really get into running. You could even get discounted travel insurance. Let's just start with the sneakers. NIB, potentially amazing.
Down on the sideline here with Tyron Okasene. He was the number 2 for the Storm. They've gone out victors here today, and it was a great game, 6 points to 2, Tyrone. You had a knock on here that wasn't really your fault, a bad bounce. You have come back, and then you've scored that amazing try in the middle. How's it feel to be the premiers?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and mate, this team, they've been together long?
A few players change every year, but pretty much the same team for a few years, yeah.
Did you come here expecting that you might win it?
Yeah.
Where did you place last year?
First.
And how might the boys celebrate tonight?
I think they're going to the afters, but...
Where are we going?
They're going to the after party, yeah.
Oh, do they? They do. Let me ask you this. Is any blokes here think they're going to be on Love Island?
Kai Babbage.
He's going to go and watch it. Kai is. That's Tyron. Congratulations, mate. 6-2. And the Storm going out victors here today.
Welcome back to the action on the field, and we have got the grand final, the Women's Open. Chris Caruso's joined me again. Hello, mate.
How you going, Sully?
Yeah, very good. How's the